I'm Superantonio. And we're live. Greetings, friends. Happy Sunday. Happy Father's Day. I'm happy to see you. Sadie is happy to see you. We've been playing this game all week. We were playing this game all of today. It is my new favorite game and my current obsession. Batman Arkham Knight from 2015. Originally cost $60. That's PS5 prices when it came out. $59.99 in 2015. So that's like over $100 today, and we got it for $14.99. We got it for $15. I've certainly gotten my money's worth. This is such a good game. It completely blows away modern games, in my opinion. It's so much fun. We spent the whole day just chasing those question marks, Riddler trophies, and it's very satisfying. Not really doing anything. I mean, you don't get. It's kind of like the cigarette cards and Algernon's flowers. You need it for 100%, and they're fun. Some of them are like races. Some of them are just like little arcade games. He's a very lighthearted nemesis. Riddler is. He teases Batman a lot, and I enjoy that, especially in this game. Scarecrow is so dark and ominous, and Arkham Knight is so angry. Why is he so angry? I know why, but and you probably know why too if you've played this game. But anyways, tonight we are getting the ice grenade and the it's like an electrical discharge weapon. Cloudy says, howdy. Greetings, Cloudy. But yeah, these are missable weapons. They, and the game doesn't tell you can have them. And I only know because I was watching, advanced playthroughs, and I was like, how is he freezing those guys? So yeah, we're getting the ice grenades. I assume it's Dr. Freeze technology. Dr. Freeze, is available in the DLC, which we will also be getting, which is only $5. It's originally $40. What was I going to say? And then the title here, Titillating Tree Hugger. That's what Joker in Batman's head calls Poison Ivy, Dr. Pamela Isley. And he's right, she is a titillating tree hugger. She is, on the one hand, she is a dirty, smelly, barefoot, vegan hippie. But on the other hand, she is a redhead, and she has flowers in her hair, and she's not wearing pants. Can you imagine any female character in modern video games not wearing pants? Can you imagine the scandal, the outrage? Anyways, yeah. So she's a wonderful character. But what I like about the Joker calling her a titillating tree hugger is it's the Joker in Batman's mind. So in reality, Batman thinks of her as a titillating tree hugger. It's like, which is fun to think about. Just Batman having romantic, naughty thoughts. Bruce, rather. But, he's getting darker and darker as the Joker personality takes over him. It's a combination of Joker blood transfusion from a previous game and the fear toxin taking its toll. He's getting more violent. He's getting more paranoid. And it shows up in the game in little clues. But and that's just one of them, I think. He's giving in to his more base emotions and feelings. Cloudy says it's a good DLC if I say so myself. Cloudy, my friend, you are a good DLC if I say so myself. And happy Father's Day to you. I am not a father. Dodged that bullet many times. You could argue that I'm Sadie's dad. I don't like being called a dog dad. I can understand that. It's a term of affection. I don't know if I see her as my daughter, especially. Kinda my daughter, and I feel she's more of a partner. You know, she's the channel co-host. Robin is in here for his own safety. Or so Bruce thinks. Because he'll go after Scarecrow. And Bruce doesn't want him doing that. It's not a great decision, but this is what happened, and I didn't have the footage. I'm just showing you highlights. Anyways, next to Robin's isolation chamber is the freeze grenade. And as always, just like the batarangs, it's an infinite freeze grenade that you never run out. And that's the remote electrical charge. That's what it's called, the rec gun. That's the second one we're going for. But we're getting the freeze grenade as soon as we talk to Dr. Harleen Quinzel. I bet you didn't know I knew her real name, but I did. What's that about? Okay, over here. There it is. Grab it. We need it. And then we got to figure out how to use it, and it's a little tricky to use this. It's R2, but it's not to release like multiple batarangs. You do L2 tap. But this is R2. If you tap, will just make him crouch, and that looks really embarrassing. So it's R2 press or R2 hold. So it's R2, and it's a timing issue that we're going to try to figure out, and we're going to embarrass ourselves a little, is what I'm trying to say. But you know, just don't tell Alfred. We'll be fine. But yeah, I'm having a whole lot of fun with this game. I'm really enjoying it. Not to say that this is going to turn into a Batman Arkham Knight channel. Or a Batman channel. Change the channel name to Batmantonio. But we're playing this game for now. And we still do free roam Fridays on Fridays with Arthur in Chapter 2. And if I find anything interesting in Red Dead Redemption 2, I'll make a video or a short out of it. But right now, we're focused on this game, even more so than The Last of Us. Okay, let's see if we can freeze any of these guys. They won't hold still. That's part of the problem. See, we just threw an ice grenade at nothing. And now we got a batarang. There. We got him, but we did the crouch first. And it just stuns them. You would think that it would be over for them. There, we froze him too. And then you can do an ice takedown, and you would think they would shatter in a million pieces, but no, they just kind of there, freezing those guys up. It just incapacitates him for a little bit, and it looks really cool. It looks really cinematic. But you would think Sadie's bored with the ice takedown. If Catwoman's not here, she's really not interested in this game. Claudia says, Super Antonio, have you played Nier Automata? The combat is very good as well. You might like it. I've heard of that game, but I don't know anything about it. There's a cute girl in it, as I recall, with one eye, or with an eye patch. If I'm thinking of the same, but I only know the game from action figures. There, froze him. This will come in handy, the ice grenades. But, it's like for some of these, not necessarily boss fights, but close to boss fights, they just spam you with bad guys. And I think the purpose of the ice grenade is just to get some people out of the way to, like, lessen the odds so you can take them down and you get a pause on other bad guys. But first we need to we need to figure out how to deploy this darn thing. And we might have a number 2 emergency later tonight. Because she didn't. Nothing happened during our walk. And I apologize, but it might happen. Also, if you upgrade these, they could turn into like ice landmines. So you just drop them, and then somebody walks on them and they freeze up, and that's cool. Cloudy says the outfits in that game are very based. LOL. Well, it's a Japanese game. The Japanese understand what is attractive to the male, to 99% of the males of the world. Cloudy says, howdy, Reven, and Reven. Oh, Reven 1970 says, good evening all. Good evening, Reven, and happy Father's Day to you, friend. We just got the ice grenades, and we're trying to figure out how to do it. Got him. These guys sneaking up on Batman from behind. You would think you would be out if you were like frozen. And even if you weren't, you would think that would be enough. Okay, he froze me. I think I'll just walk away if you survive that. Why would you get back in the fight? And how can you be so angry at Batman that you just keep coming at him, even though he's effortlessly pounding all of your friends and freezing them? And he clocked us with that board, that stick. That was an excellent opportunity to grab the stick. So we spent all day chasing Riddler trophies, just zooming across the map and having a lot of fun. And Reven says, hi, Cloudy. And just practicing our driving and our flying. And there's no real reward or incentive to collecting these Joker trophies unless you want to do 100%. You only do it because you love the game. And I really appreciate the developers' respect for the players in terms of they knew they would just enjoy doing them. There's no real reward or incentive. It's just, it's just fun. And a lot of the Joker Riddler trials they're basically carnival games, like the carnival ring toss games. I know they're life and death, but still. And Catwoman's been kidnapped by him, and we got to rescue her at some point, and I'll show you those at some point. But right now, I just wanted to show you these missable weapons. Miko Herptile is here. Channel moderator Miko Herptile says, hello, Super Antonio City mods and everyone just passing by. Have a good stream, and happy Father's Day to all. Reven says, hey, Super Antonio, I hope you will play Asylum and Arkham City 2. I sure will, Reven. I'm loving this game, and I'm kind of sad that I played this one first because, we are going to enact Operation Nightfall. But first we need to play this game twice. We need to do 100. I want that 240 suit. I just think I like how it looks, and I think it would be fun to have. And I'm I'm obsessed with it like I was obsessed with the Legend of the East outfit for Arthur, which is one of the reasons why we're doing all the Riddler trophies, even though I'm doing it off camera, just because it's kind of boring. Cloudy says, howdy, Miko. And Cloudy says the Riddler trophies in Arkham City are way easier to get. Yeah, it's a grind. But it's fun, and it's developing skills that I need, like flying and flying with accuracy. You know, landing where you're supposed to. There's this one where there's one trophy that's like behind a wall, and you've got to like fly out and then do like do a complete 180 and then dive into the wall. You can't like gently land on the wall. You have to like hit it, you know, head first. So yeah, there's like flying techniques that the Riddler is teaching you. Cloudy says, I hated getting the ones in Arkham Knight, but I had to do it for the Platinum Trophy. Yeah, we don't care about trophies. We just want to survive the game and get 120%. And Bazzaro says, howdy folks, greetings Bazzaro, and happy Father's Day to you. Cloudy says, howdy Bazzaro. Look, we're already at 55%. But we are at 60%. You know this game, so there's seismic activity on Miyagani Island right now. Where, you know, not now, but where I am in the game. And so we just stopped because I know what happens after that, and I'm not prepared for that. So I'm like doing all the side missions and leveling up Bruce as much as I can. So like the most wanted missions, I want to get those all out of the way. We got all the firefighters. We got the Man-Bat. We finished that. Both the Batmobile and Bruce and his combat skills and the bat suit are almost completely upgraded. So I'm happy about that. Mama 1 and Papa 1 are here, or Mama 1 should not. Papa 1 should not be far behind. There, Mama 1 says, hey family, and Papa 1 says, hey everyone. Greetings, Mama 1 and Papa 1. Happy Father's Day to you, my friend. I appreciate you being here. And you're the closest I have to a father these days. And I'm very grateful and appreciative that you are part of this community and a father to us all. But Zaro says, I avoided it for so long, LOL. Well, you know, you get the orchid at the end after all of that. But it's a very emotional scene. Yeah, that was... and, you know, I've been having so much fun making shorts of Dr. Pamela Isley and, you know, and calling her a dirty, smelly hippie. So I felt really bad about it. But, yeah. And, you know, if she can control plants at the molecular level, so, and plants renew all the time, so she can probably, and, you know, no one really dies in this universe. You can throw them in the Lazarus pit. You can have someone show up from an alternate universe, from a multiverse, you know. There's time travel, so no one dies, so you don't really have to worry about it. Cloudy says, howdy, Mama 1 and Papa 1. Even though they ruined this franchise with the next iteration of this game, the Self-Cancellation Squad. But yeah, we'll go backwards in time, and in the DLC, we get a Harley mission where she breaks Poison Ivy out of the Bloodhaven jail. So yeah, we've got lots of content coming. I'm having a lot of fun. Mama 1, how was your foaling experience? Hope that went well. Oh, and we got Firefly too. I'll show you that later. Right now we're looking for the Wreck Gun. Remote electrical charge. That's fun because it overloads all things electrical. You can turn things on and off, and you can also like zap people with it. If we can find it.
One rocket launcher, acid damage coin, and twin semi-automatic handguns. Used by Harvey Dent, aka 250. I hate looking at Harvey.
And again, the game doesn't tell you. You have to just figure it out. Cloudy says, Super Antonio, I think you would enjoy the Harley Quinn Story Pack DLC. I'm looking forward to it, Cloudy. And Pop One says, thanks so very much, Super Antonio. I'm proud to be part of this amazing community. You're one of the reasons it's amazing, you and Mama One. I truly love each and every one of you. I hope I offer something for everyone. You do, my friend, Papa One. And we're happy to have you here. And Micah says, hey, I haven't been to a stream in a while. Greetings, Micah. Happy Father's Day. Might as well pick up that trophy while we're here, if we can remember how to punch. And Mom One says, hey, Micah. Some of the trophies are that easy, but I have to say that I enjoy the challenges more. Not the Riddler challenges, the Riddler Catwoman challenges. Just the trophy challenges, you know, the races and the ones with the, you know, where you've got to like, there's one I did today where you had to like control the robots and make them move around, pick up, you know, it's like, and, you know, stand on, you know, pressure plates and pick up the trophy and, you know, it's like avoid traps. I like those ones. And yes, I'm using guides. Because there's no way I would have figured these out on my own. Micah says, hey, Mama One and Papa One. And Mama One says, what did Sadie get for you for Father's Day? LOL, did she get a special treat? I was just happy that she was, like, not throwing up. So, we, you know, I think, what do we have? We have more hot dogs. Oh yeah, we had like a potato egg scramble with bacon, and so I gave her some bacon and toast, and she got some applesauce. But no, she didn't really get anything special. I was that I can think of. It is around here somewhere, and you know, it's like when I pause like that, I'm looking up online. I'm trying to find out where is that darn thing. And poor Sadie's bored with this stream. She's tired. She saw her friends today, and that's good. She was very social. She was so excited that she forgot to take care of her number 2 situation. So there might be an emergency number 2 situation later on in the stream, which is fine. That's what we got the balcony for. But and I've shown you the balcony before in videos, but you know, it's like I've said it. There's a little garden area out there, an AstroTurf that, you know, I hose down once a week, so it's fine, and it's very convenient. You know, it's like we don't have to go outside. You know, if it's raining or it's late at night, or if, you know, so if I'm in my PJs. There. The okay, let's grab that thing. Micah says, are you going to do an update on your action figure collection? Yeah. I'm going to do a whole update on the apartment because I've really got it dialed in. But I haven't really added to the action figures, regrettably. I think it was more of a COVID collection because I'm just not obsessed with action figures like I used to. Though I did see a Monster High Wednesday doll that I'm probably going to get. And if I get Wednesday, I need to get Enid, so they can be holding hands. And so, yeah, but I'm not really obsessed with action figures right now. Even though, actually, strike that, I was looking at Catwoman action figures, and it would be fun to have like a subset of the collection where we just had a whole shelf of Catwoman action figures. And there certainly are enough of them, and I can visualize having a whole set of those. And it would give me an excuse to get the Hot Toys Bat Pod and Anne Hathaway Dark Knight Catwoman. And I've looked, I've casually wanted that ever since it came out. But, we got to get a 4K UHD monitor for the PS5 first. Mom one says, Gretchen gave birth to her baby today at 11:30 this morning. A beautiful tan buckskin American quarter horse. She has light blue eyes and she is healthy and happy. You did a great thing, Mama one. And you had a blessed Sunday. New life. That's nice. Everyone's happy. That's a relief. I know Miko's listening, and Miko was... I don't think he was worried or concerned, but I certainly was had great interest. Okay, let's move on. Okay, now we need to try the remote electrical charge. And that's harder to work than the ice grenades. Spoiler alert. Also, it's a stealth weapon. It's like it's you can't just like jump into a group of people and start blasting them. That's not Batman style. You have to use it from above. And spoiler alert, it doesn't really work on cars. See, we got all the gadgets now. Micah says, I would love to see an update on the apartment. I'm curious to see what has changed. Mostly the decoration, and I got a mantle. I made a fireplace mantle. That was my major project over the holidays, and yeah, that was my most ambitious woodworking project, and I'm very proud of it. It added a lot to the just to the look of the place, and I wall mounted the TV. Next I need to upgrade that TV. That's my parents' TV, and it is sad to say a little dated and super heavy compared to like modern 50 and 55 inch TVs. So yeah, we'll probably get a 55 inch UHD for just for watching movies and stuff. But we're also going to get a UHD monitor, a 4K UHD monitor for the PS5. But that's a smaller one. That'll be like a 32 or a 27 for the desk. Papa One says, my son and his friend came to our farm for Father's Day. That's good. My son was bringing a couple of his classic cars to a car show. He's helping his friend rebuild a 1955 Cadillac sedan. And I'm a little sad my son sold his Ford Galaxy he rebuilt, but he's looking forward to new projects now. Yeah, I think I can understand, just the whole attitude of projects and restoration, and then the goal is searching and doing the project And once it's finished, the reward is you get to do a new project. It's not necessarily you enjoy the project you just restored. I can understand that. And it's always great when you can turn your hobbies into your living. Detective vision is a lot like eagle eye. Arthur has detective vision. We're just kind of exploring and looking for bad guys that we can like zap with the rec gun. And then we'll move on to Dr. Pamela Isley. Got to break her out of the clink because she has a natural immunity to the fear toxin, and Bruce wants to know how and why. And the remote electrical charge does not work on drones, or not giant drones like this. However, Cloudy, I just realized, around this time, I realized that you could probably shoot that with the Batmobile, and you can. You can take drones down with the Batmobile, and that is a lot of fun. Micah says, how long did it take to finish that fireplace? Couple weekends, because I would only work on it in the weekends. But yeah, it was like, and it made a mess. You know, I don't really have a workspace. I just set up in the living room. But it didn't take that long to make, but it took a long time to like plan and figure out the plans. I spent at least 3 months just visualizing it and sketching and trying to figure out what I wanted to do. But yeah, I should show you. I should put a picture up on Instagram or something because I'm really proud of it. Papa One says, my son has always loved rebuilding old cars. Ironically, in the old days, horses were the way of transportation, and now my son likes the older cars. Who knows, maybe one day my grandson will be obsessed with spaceships. Haha. Well, if Elon has his way, we're all moving to Mars. And Mom One says, is your poster of Red Dead Redemption 2 signed, Super Antonio? It is not. You know, it's interesting, you know, because I love to collect things, but I'm not really that interested in autographs and like celebrity culture and meeting people and stuff, like going to cons and standing in lines and meeting your heroes. To me, it's always disappointing. But I will always be grateful to Nathan Lane. I don't know if you know Nathan Lane, gay, but he was in The Birdcage with Robin Williams, and he's been on a bunch of stuff. He's a Broadway star, but he while my mom was in hospital getting transfusion, he was getting a transfusion as well, and he made my mother laugh a lot, and I've always been. I'm getting a little choked up about it, thinking about it now, but it was a happy moment for my mom because you know, she loved The Birdcage and Broadway shows, and you know, and so she knew Nathan Lane was. So yeah, I'm very well. It's hard to put into words just my gratitude to Nathan Lane to use his celebrity status and natural talent to make someone, a stranger but a fan, laugh and not think about her troubles for a moment. Now we're trying to take down drones, but maybe we'll just take down this landmine. Serena's here. Everybody say hi to Serena. Micah says, never meet your heroes is what they say. It's absolutely true, Micah. You will always be disappointed. Serena says, hey, Antonio, I haven't been on. I'm watching. I've liked all your videos. I'm not feeling well. I'm sorry about that, Serena. Happy Father's Day to you, and I hope you feel better. And Sadie also hopes you feel better. And Serena says, hi, everyone. Miss you all. And hi, Sadie. Miss her too. Beautiful girl. Papa One says, I'm glad he could brighten her spirit, Super Antonio. Something about seeing our parents happy. You just can't describe how good it feels. I agree, Papa One. And Papa One says, hey, Serena. And Serena says, hi, Papa One. So you'll notice these red fields that pop up. And we can't go beyond the red fields because that will explode the mine that we're trying to disable. That these drones are protecting. Also, I think it's really clever of the game to make these unmanned drones that we have to like blow up because Batman is a code. Batman does not kill. So we don't have to worry about, you know, the drone operators, the tank operators, because these, you know, because it's remote. They're all in a trailer being yelled at by Arkham Knight, who's mad at them for wasting all his money. Well, it's Scarecrow's money. But actually, see, there's the red wall. We can't go beyond that. And we charged up the missiles so we can take out a couple. That's always very convenient. Yes, Cloudy, I do know who the Arkham Knight is, but I figured it out. I figured it out before, and I was very pleased. And and Sadie knew. I told Sadie, so she knows. She'll tell you. Didn't I figure it out? Tell him I figured out who the Arkham Knight was. It was not a mystery. She was not impressed. And honestly, this is one of my favorite things to do in the game, is just these tank wars. It reminds me of like old school arcade games. It's just a little annoying when they add the attack helicopters, which are coming. So I prefer it if we're all on this level and I don't have to look above at annoying people shooting at me. Serena says, hi, Micah. Papa One says, get well soon, Serena. We are sending you positive vibes and prayers. Mom One says, hey, Serena. Hope you feel better soon. Cloudy says, howdy, Serena. Micah says, hey, Serena. Serena says, thank you, Papa One. Really appreciate it. And Serena says, hi, Cloudy. Cloudy says, did it shock you, LOL? No, because as I've said before, nobody dies in this game. And I was sad for Bruce. But yeah, it just made sense. But, you know, and also part of it is I don't understand the lore. You know, I barely knew the difference between, you know, I knew Nightwing is Dick Grayson, you know, but I don't even know why Nightwing left. Robin left, you know, the original Robin, apart from, you know, I guess he outgrew the role. So we got Jason Todd, but then the new Robin, I forget his name. The new Robin is going to marry Barbara. Yeah, it's confusing to me. And the rec gun does not work under direct fire. Our armor is fully upgraded, so don't worry about that. Don't worry about Bruce right now. Papa One says, Mom One, I think Super Antonio would agree. You should let me and our son build our own Batmobile, with one of our work trucks. I agree, Papa One. It would be good. It would good advertisement for the ranch. And Serena says, I did say hi to Sadie, Antonio. Did you get the message now in live chat? I did. I read it out. I said it. You said she was a beautiful girl. And Sadie said, you're a beautiful girl. And hopes you feel better. I had an Australian question or observation for you. I don't remember what it was, though. If I recall it, I will tell you. But you should play this game, Serena. It's a lot of fun, and it's cheap. It's on PS4, but it looks great on the PS5. Micah says, I don't think you've ever went into depth about your record collection. No, I have not. That was definitely a COVID collection. I was obsessed with records for a while. It was records and action figures. Records were cheaper because, yeah, you could get them used. But yeah, for a while, I was thinking of like, being a record dealer on eBay. That's how much I loved getting them. And Mama One says, I can already hear the sheriff calling the ranch, saying he impounded Papa One's Batmobile, LOL. Just you wait until we get the Batman 66 Batmobile. Serena says, I was looking at a game called Mind's Eye. Reminds me of GTA, Grand Theft Auto. Don't think you can play after you finish the game. It would be awesome to explore the map. Interesting. And Serena says, this game is too hard for me, Antonio. Yeah, it is the hardest game I've ever played. I'll say that right now unequivocally and without shame. So this is a Cobra tank, Papa One. It's only like the Tiger tanks. It's only vulnerable from behind. It's got 1 point, and we're trying to scan it, and Bruce is just completely useless right now. Cloudy says, if you have PS Plus Extra, you can play Arkham Knight. I'm just going to download the DLC because it's only $5. Which is just, it was $40 when it came out, which is amazing that for the amount of stuff you get, it's definitely worth $40. The extra skins and I'm too far away and playable characters. And that whole, I don't know if it's called Most Wanted. There's a DLC that we have to complete if we want to get the 240 suit. And you go after Dr. Freeze and Ra's al Ghul. I always thought he was Ra's al Ghul, but he's Race in the game. I'm pretty sure Liam Neeson pronounced it Ross. My whole life, he's been Ra's al Ghul, and now he's Ra's al Ghul. Okay. But yeah, looking forward to that. Micah says, for some reason, I thought you had your records longer than just COVID. I don't think so. I'd have to... This section's already been analyzed. But that's another collection that I haven't really added to. Like, for the action figures, I had the idea of doing a Halloween display with like Nika action figures, and I'm looking forward to buying them, but I haven't gotten any. Like I want to get the Universal monsters, and I want to get Freddy, Jason, and Michael, and having a Halloween display. And I was actually going to do that last year, but I decided I wanted to work on the mantelpiece, the fireplace mantle before. And Serena says, Mafia 3 is tricky for me sometimes. As you get further in the game, it's more easier. I'm halfway through. It's a big game. And Micah says, Mafia 3 has a witness system like Red Dead Redemption 2. Well, I think, Serena, as you get further in the game, you get better at the game. You learn how the game works. You learn its rules. And so you naturally get better. But I think for me personally, you know, it's been so long since I've been completely immersed in a new game, and so I just forget that you have to, that there's pretty much a learning curve to every game. But the learning curve to this game was that was a steep curve. Miko says, hello Cloudy, Reven, Batzaro, Mama 1, Papa 1, Micah, and Serena. And Mama 1 says, hey Miko, and Serena says, I have videos in my gallery ready to edit and upload. Well, look forward to that, Serena. And Serena says, hi Miko. And Mama 1 says, Gretchen gave birth around 11:30, Miko, a tan buckskin with beautiful blue eyes. And Pop One says, Miko, hope you're well, my friend. Glad you could make it. Now we gotta take that inglorious bastard out. And it's a little harder than you Run, Bruce. See, you have to use the radar, and it's a combination of battle mode and speed. So you have to switch between battle mode and just driving mode, and just zip around the block. And you have to use the take advantage of the buildings, all these things that Bruce isn't good at. And this is the easiest one. They're all there. We got him finally.
We know what caliber rounds he's using. The armor was impenetrable. You can't just roll a single heavy armor unit into the field and expect to crush him under it. He's better than that. Initiate stage.
Serena says the only thing I don't like is when you get out start from the beginning of mission. And Micah says, hey Miko, and Miko says, congratulations, Mom 1. And Miko says, I love blue eyes in people and animals. And Serena says, looking forward to New Mafia Old Country coming out in August, I think. Mom 1 says, thanks, Miko. It's always a great day with a new horse when a new horse is born. Yes, I would agree. And Serena says, congrats, Mama 1. And Mama 1 says, thanks so much, Serena.
He's more into that whole vengeance thing than the bat.
And Miko, who likes blue eyes, no one knows what it's like to be the bad man, to be the sad man behind blue eyes. I used to do that song, but I'd change it to brown eyes. No one knows what it's like to be the bad man. We're getting an upgrade. And Lucius is like, what have you done to my Batmobile, Mr. Wayne? Okay, this is, what is it does? Now we can release a pulse into the earth, so we can, like, we're going to look for tree roots for the titillating tree hugger. It's a sonar blast, basically. And later we need to use that for Riddlers, for some of Riddler's riddles. But right now, we're going off to see Poison Ivy, or break her out of jail. We put her in the holding cell, and we're allowed to just walk up there and break her out. And no one questions Batman. Actually, we did break her out already. We're going... currently, Poison Ivy is deep in a tree. She is, after all, a titillating tree hugger. See, yeah, we got all these bastards that we got to deal with. And you have to get really close.
Cobra tank down. Holding formation.
There's 5 of these. And I do not recall if we got him. Yeah, turn around, please. again, these drones are unmanned because Batman has a code.
Word for you, she fought for you, and look what it got her. This is my city.
I thought he might be able to sneak right by us, and that did not work at all.
Target strike.
And even with like fully upgraded Batmobile armor, these things are these things are a nemesis. The Smick says, "Is this your playthrough we are watching?" Yes, indeed it is. It's the first playthrough. I'm completely sold and all in on Batman Arkham Knight. I love this game, and we're going for the 240% suit. But basically, I'm just showing you highlights. I'm trying to find that last Cobra tank. That's the diner from the start of the game. The Canary Club. That sounds like a bad guy club. The Black Canary Club. Did not know that.
Nothing here. Continuing drone patrol. Leave nothing unchecked, Commander. No mistake.
Yeah, I like Gotham. It's a beautiful looking city. Architecturally. It's got a great mix of modern and Art Deco, and there's a Chinatown, and there's a red light district, and there's a missile lock. Let's try that again. And unfortunately, it resets to so we gotta do 3 again. 3 tanks, I believe. The game does not take pity on you, and does not give
Enjoy your little airship cruise, detective. I took advantage of your distraction.
does not give you any breaks.
Riddles within Gotham.
Just expects you to keep up.
Puzzles are so complex, so
And that was very frustrating at the beginning.
manufacture a race of robotic servants to assemble them. Robotic servants.
And Sadie's asleep. See, we gotta do it all over again. Get the upgrade. Got my green tea. It's interesting how much of this is automated in 2015. Like AI exists in this game in 2015, and that's how they made the Batmobile in secret. Is he's got like this completely automated robotic factory.
Get Ivy to the botanical gardens.
It's interesting that Bruce has unlimited funds to fund his Batman lifestyle, and Arkham Knight also has unlimited funds to take Batman down. Where are they getting all this money?
Scarecrow's planning
What's the budget?
Sir, I'm afraid that 3 more
They,
others could
Lucius has already said that this is a $1 billion tank, but it's got to be more than $1 billion.
Ivy.
And they say in game, like if you listen to the militia, they say that they raised $30 billion for this campaign, but it seems like they seems like they went over budget.
Cucumber is operational.
Pop once said Bruce Wayne must play the stock market well. Well, he's got a lot of
There's nothing here.
he is a billionaire.
Return to patrol.
Wayne Industries. You know, in the original, like in the original comic book, Bruce Wayne's dad was a doctor, and that was it, and a socialite. You know, he came from a rich family, Wayne Manor, but you know, he wasn't like this tech billionaire genius like he is now. And even like Christopher Nolan's Bruce Wayne, you know, by Christian Bale, he was more of a playboy. He was like the, you know, he was like the Batman 66 playboy type Bruce Wayne. That was the original version of Bruce, was that he was underestimated like Clark Kent because he was considered a weakling, a playboy, a pretty boy, and so that way no one would suspect him of being the Dark Knight. And now it just seems obvious that Bruce Wayne is, is Batman. And spoiler alert, Cloudy, I know how this game ends. We are going to be enacting the Nightfall Protocol. It's always the last one that gives us the trouble. And if I had to do this again, and I probably will, I certainly will, I would not try to wait for them. I would just keep sticking and moving and trying to get behind them. Instead of, you know, it's like, I think here my strategy was I wanted to like just have them go past me and then turn into them, but like you can do that with NPCs, but you can't do that with NPC tanks. We're so close, and no. Take it. There.
Whatever you're planning, it won't be enough.
Now we get to take Ivy to
Tonight ends with
the Botanical Gardens. She's been in the back, looking at her phone, thinking about plants, scrolling Instagram garden accounts. Cloudy says Bruce Wayne's dad was like Donald Whitfield. And
We're here, Ivy.
yeah, see?
What now?
She's got orchids in her hair, and she's barefoot.
She's been here since before man walked the earth. She still holds great power.
The action figure for her looks horrible. The action figure looks like
She won't
like
be
it
able
was
to
made in 2025. That's how bad it looks.
There aren't any left like her. Not anymore.
But there are some statues
What do you
that are game accurate, but those things, statues are super expensive, and I'm not really. I'm liking the idea of a Catwoman wall, a Catwoman shelf,
buried
I've
beneath
got the
this
space
concrete
for it.
monstrosity?
especially if I move some records,
The deeper the
Micah. But
I'll find a way to break them free.
there. So Ivy's going to be in that plant, or in that tree. And that's the last we'll see of her for a while. Letting out spores that will defeat the fear toxin.
Lucius,
At some
I need
point,
a way to
we
track
gotta
the
rescue
Missable.
Barbara.
It's deep underground.
Well, actually, no.
I can throw something together.
I forgot about that.
Me a little while.
Batman thinks Barbara
Thanks, Lucius.
is not of this earth, and she's not, and he's not telling anyone. He tells Alfred,
Nightwing has been tracking another of Penguin's trucks. This will undoubtedly lead to another
and also
tragedy.
Jim Gordon
Rid the city
is
of
missing.
Coldspot and his flood of weapons.
Cloudy says Catwoman from Arkham City action figure looks okay. The Catwoman action figures always look okay.
The perpetrators are known as
But yeah, I'm seriously thinking about a Catwoman wall
whatever his reason, he needs
or a Catwoman shelf. That would kind of be fun. Shout out to the channel members. And that, my friends, is all I have for tonight. It's a wonderful game. I highly recommend it. It's on PS4, so you don't even need a PS5 to get it. And it's a cheap. It's very challenging at first, but it's completely worth it. And there are a lot of guides out. I'm having a lot of fun playing this game. We shall return on Fridays with Free Roam Fridays. On Fridays we free roam, as always. Happy Father's Days to all the fathers in the chat and watching on the replay. Sadie says like and subscribe. Appreciate you being here. Shout out to the mods. Serena, thanks for being here. Papa One and Mama One and Miko. Have a great week, and we'll see you soon, friends. I'll leave the chat open for a bit if you guys want to talk amongst yourselves. Good night, and have a great day tomorrow.
Keep following me and this won't end well for you. Enemy target in my vicinity. It's the bat. He's headed right for me. Oh man, it's him! Don't worry, he ain't catching us! Oh crap! It's Batman! Get us out of here! He's on our tail! Outrun! That thing will flatten us! Batman just saved me.
The APC has escaped. Two-Face's crew is robbing the Bank of Gotham in Chinatown. They're not getting their hands on 1 cent of Gotham's money.
Jeez, he's coming after us! Hold it! What the hell is that thing? Back up! He's gonna get us! Batman showed up. Run! Go! 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 It's the bat!
Two-Face's thugs won't hear me over the alarm. No need to be quiet. I can hit them fast, hit them hard.
Like that bank has a bat infestation. Since we're making such a large withdrawal, why don't we take care of it for them?
Lock the doors, Mike. Whoever kills the bastard and brings us the body, gets double their cut.
Two-Face locked us in. The thugs aren't after money now. They're after me. And there's no alarm to cover the sound of my attacks.
He's under the freaking... Don't let him get away!
This'll flush that freak out! Deploy charge! Hey, what happened to you?
Oh, he's getting away! I see him! He's over here!
Batman, you got this wrong. The Bank of Gotham, it launders money for the mob. Or what's left of it.
You remember the mob, right? The guys who burned half our face off because they couldn't get to you?
Now sure, there's plenty of clean money mixed with the dirty. But what isn't tainted in this town?
So stay away from the banks. You'll regret it if you don't.
Cash, Two-Face's crew went after the Bank of Gotham in Chinatown. I need you to disable the bank security gate and pick up Dent's thugs.
Sure thing, Batman. I'll send a car around now.